Good afternoon and happy Saturday. I'm Faker and we're here for this week's episode of I Refuse to Read, the series where all of us sit down and read live for the first time some cards that nobody has ever read before. Each week, the archetype that we read is chosen by you guys in our community poll, which goes up each Sunday at noon. So subscribe and keep an eye out if you want to participate. This week, we have the indomitable, relentless Tindangle. This archetype has come in second place on every poll prior to this week's, and after getting all the waifu decks out of the way, were completely unable to be stopped, although Godi made a valiant attempt. All I know about these guys is that they are a flip monster archetype that is very popular among the viewer base of a popular YouTuber, but apparently not popular enough to overcome Sulfacord. I have a description of the archetype that I'll read so that we're all on the same page, and then let's just get into the cards. The Tindangle archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a group of dark fiend type monsters with a dark, geometric, and eldritch horror-inspired theme, drawing from mathematical concepts like angles and Lovecraftian entities. Of course, those two things go perfectly together. Angles, Lovecraftian entities. Isosceles, Cthulhu. Basically the exact same thing. Okay, mathematical concepts. Introduced in the Extreme Force set. Why is that set so familiar to me? Why do I feel like I have a connection to Extreme Force? What came out in Extreme Force that I'm thinking of? It looks like... Oh! Extreme Force, that's the set that Hextia came out in. Oh, okay. Well, then these are blood brothers of mine. We got Tindangles, came out in the same set as Altergeist Hextia, one of my favorite cards of all time. I'm already warming up to these guys. These monsters appear as shadowy, abstract creatures with angular designs, often featuring eerie, glowing eyes or jagged forms that evoke a sense of otherworldly menace. Okay, well, we're off to a good start. Nobody can say that we are doing a waifu archetype this week. We are moving on to something quite a bit different. So I've got the archetype pulled up here on YGO Pro, and it looks like we are dealing with 15 cards. Oh, 14. One of those is a token. Okay, it looks like we are dealing with 14 cards, 8 monsters, 3 spells, 2 traps, and then an extra deck monster. I am amazed that for such a small archetype, this archetype is super popular. That's kind of interesting. So we are going to begin this episode as we have begun every episode. We are just going to go from the low levels to the high levels, and we're going to see if we can kind of piece together the play style as we go along. We are going to begin with the level 3 Tindangle Deoles. This is a level 3 Dark Fiend flip monster with 0 attack and 1800 defense, so it's got a decent body, and has the flip effect. Flip. You can take one flip monster from your deck except itself and either add it to hand or send it to grave. That's pretty good. If this card is in your hand, you can discard one other card, just one other card, not even one other Tindangle card. Send one Tindangle card from your deck to the grave except itself, and if you do, special summon this card in face down defense position. You can only use each effect once per turn. Oh, that's super cool. That's really good. So it just pluses you. I'm assuming that a lot of these guys have effects when they're sent to the grave. So it just straight up pluses you when you flip it. And then you can special set it by pitching a card and foolishing another Tindangle card. So it's like go from hand, bin a card, put itself face down. If you flip it face up, you immediately get to search and you haven't even used your normal summon yet. This card is super strong. This is really good. I think this is a good card. A lot of the low-level cards in these archetypes so far have been great. I think one of the things I'm noticing is that these decks just don't have a payoff, right? So like they've got a lot of searching, they've got a lot of consistency, but they don't like have a great payoff. As for the art, man, this guy is a hell of a triangle. No one can say that he isn't a triangle. I don't know what's in the triangle, but it's pretty nasty. Yeah, that's pretty eldritch. Moving on, we have the level 3 Tindangle Protector. What is he protecting? Or she? That is a weird face on there. Man, even if it's not a waifu deck, you guys are forcing me to look at the artwork. It looks like one of the familiar possessed monsters, except obviously significantly uglier. This is a level 3 Dark Fiend flip monster with 800 attack and 1600 defense. It has a flip effect that says you can change up to 3 face down defense position monsters you control to face up defense position. Then if all of those monsters are Tindangle monsters, you can add up to that many Tindangle cards, not monsters, cards, from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Tindangle Protector once per turn. Holy shit, we are starting out crazy. So basically, this thing is face down. You flip it up with like Book a Taiyu, or I'm assuming maybe there's like an in-archetype way of doing it as we go further. And you just like flip your whole field face up. You plus to 1 billion, and then you plus to like 1 badillion, because this thing also adds Tindangle cards. Holy cow, you can search like the spells, the traps. Wow, these first 2 monsters are starting off crazy. These guys are awesome. Wow. Wow. Okay, moving on. So that's Protector and Drelth. We then move to Tindangle Angle. No, this is Angel. Okay, they were based on angles, so it had me thinking about angles. This is no angel that I want. It looks like Slifer, right? Doesn't it kind of look like vaguely Slifer-ish? Holy cow. This is a level 4 Dark Fiend flip monster with 500 attack, 1800 defense, and the flip effect. You can special summon one flip monster from your hand or grave in face down defense position except itself. Then, if it's your opponent's battle phase, end the battle phase. You can only use this effect once per turn. Oh, that's cool. Man, that is like so good for a world of just like infinite removal of face down monsters before the battle phase, because like Drelth can send a monster from deck to grave, and then this thing can special summon. And so if your opponent runs into it, you just flip, special summon whatever you bind, and then ends the battle phase. So like on your turn, you can flip it and then get its effect, which I'm sure is crazy because all of these flip effects have been crazy so far. Man, this card is like super slow, but within the confines of a Tindangle strategy, I bet you this is really important. Special summon from grave and the battle phase is pretty good, and the art is just like absolutely haunting, like I said. Okay, let's go to the next level 4. Whoa. Oh my god, this is a trippy archetype. This is Tindangle Trinity. This art is so out there. Holy cow. I am having a hard time putting my head around this archetype. Tindangle Trinity is a level 4 Dark Fiend flip. Are they all Dark Fiend flips? That's really cool. With a flip effect, you can special summon one Tindangle base Gardna from your deck. Is that like Secure Gardna? Is that like the Tindangle version of the Link one? What the hell is a base Gardna? I'm excited to get to that thing. If this card was flipped face up, your Tindangle monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. If this card is sent to the grave as Link material for the Link summon of a Tindangle monster, I do know that they have one. I saw that. You can add one, oh, here we go, Gurgon's End. You can add a Gurgon Pickle from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one spell trap from your deck to the grave. Any of them. So it could be like Black Goat Laughs, right? You know, you could just like send any of the ridiculous spell traps that want to be engraved. This thing is basically a lab card. This is like a labyrinth monster. And then you can only use this effect once per turn. Holy cow. Okay, so it's got like some mediocre battle protection, and then if you link it off, you get to add a spell, so it just like pluses you, and then you get to send any spell trap, not a Tindangle spell trap. This is like UA penalty box support. This is crazy. UA Tindangle is going to go crazy in the next set. I don't know. It doesn't enable you to link summon any easier. It gives you a benefit if you do. So it's kind of like the microcoder, except a little bit worse because you can't use it from hand, but it does let you search. This is okay. This is the first monster I haven't been super impressed by. Let us move on. We have 2 level 5 monsters, and oh, here we go, Tindangle base Gardna. Now, let me double check to make sure that Trinity was summoning in face down position. No, it just says you can special summon, so it would be in face up. Tindangle base Gardna is a level 5 Dark Fiend. It's not a flip monster. Oh, okay, they're not all flips, but it's got a big fat defense stat. If you control a face down defense position monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cool, in defense position. You can only special summon Tindangle base Gardna once per turn this way. If a monster is normal or special summon and is now pointed to by an opponent's Link monster, except during the damage step, you can tribute this card, special summon one Tindangle monster from your hand or deck in attack position or face down defense position. Okay, so basically, you can special summon this thing if you have a face down monster, and its effect to special summon from deck is not accept itself. So unless I'm incorrect, you can special summon this thing to a zone your opponent's Link monster points to, and then get its own effect. So it's kind of like procking your own Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Am I basically in the right ballpark on that? Because you have to tribute it, and then you can special summon anything from hand or deck in face down defense position. Okay, so like if your opponent has a Link monster, this kind of lets you tag out into anything that you want from deck. It's kind of like Incredible Ecclesia, except worse because they have to not only have a monster, they have to have a Link monster with arrows that points to you. I'm a little conflicted on this, right? Because there is a world where you just like set a monster and then you can special it. I don't know. I feel like this is not enough. I feel like your opponent has to be playing a Link strategy. They have to be having arrows that point to you in order to get like its big effect. And it doesn't have a flip effect. It doesn't enable your monsters to be flipped on your turn, which is what I was really hoping it would do. I was really hoping this card would be like flip one of your monsters up and just kind of like enable that whole thing. I think that this is not very good, although you can special summon it from deck off of Trinity if you flip Trinity, so I'm sure you play it. But yeah, I'm not super impressed by this one. The other level 5, what the fuck is his name? What the the heck is this name? All right. Tindangle Deoles. Doles? Okay. I'm smart. I know the English language. I know that this is pronounced Doles. But Deoles is a very, very funny name. This thing is a freak, too. Oh my god, look at that mouth. Oh, golly. Alright, this is a level 5 Dark Fiend flip monster with 1,000 and 1,000. Flip, you can send one spell trap from your deck to the grave. Oh, okay, so they already have a card that does this. I was really hyped when Trinity let you do that, but I guess they already have a card that does that. But, okay. If this card is sent from the hand or deck to the grave, so like if you pitch it off of Drelth, because Drelth is like, discard a card, so that's cool. If this card is sent from the hand or deck to the grave, target a Tindangle monster in your grave, accept it, special summon it in face down defense position. Oh, okay. So even if you foolish this, you can then special summon something else because the cards have ways to get their guys in grave. This is interesting. You can only use each of the preceding effects once per turn, and then a Tindangle Link monster that used this card as materials can make 3 attacks each battle phase. Holy crap. This guy needs to be given to the Soulful Chords. I think the Soulful Chords could use a little Doles in their life. 3 attacks on monsters during each battle phase too. That's crazy. This Link monster is probably going to be great. I keep forgetting as I'm reading these guys that they have a Link monster, and so like there's gonna be a payoff. They're flipping, they're generating advantage. They're not just like spinning their wheels because there's like basically been no removal thus far. They're just kind of like building advantage, but they have a big Link monster. They've got some spells that I'm sure are going to utilize all the advantage that they're building. Doles is sick. This card is awesome. It plays so nicely with everything that the deck has done so far. This is a really good card. I was a little disappointed by the other level 5, and so Doles is like a nice little bit of redemption there. Okay, we have a level 6 up next. This is Tindangle Intruder. He is a level, I'm saying he, I assume that they're all boys because no girls look this ugly. A level 6 Dark Fiend flip monster with 2,200 attack and 0 defense. Ooh, he's kind of fragile. Flip, you can add 1 Tindangle card from your deck to your hand. Crazy. When this card is normal summon, so if you just like, summon it, if you tribute summon it, you can send 1 Tindangle card from your deck to the grave. If a monster is special summoned to your field in face down defense position while this card is in your grave, special summon this card in face down defense position. This is not optional. You can only use each effect once per turn. How many cards say this is not optional? That is not a piece of text that I'm super familiar with. This is not optional. You're doing it. You have to special summon this card in face down defense position. It doesn't even banish itself when it leaves the field. Normally cards like that are like, if you do X, special summon this card from grave, but banish it when it leaves the field. This card doesn't have any restrictions other than the fact that you do not have a say in resolving its effect. I think it's good, right? Its flip effect is you can add a card, which is obviously crazy. I'm sure that, I say that, I haven't seen a way to really reliably flip your cards face up thus far, but it just pluses you into infinity. You can just add a Tindangle card. If you tribute summon it, you can send a Tindangle card from deck to grave, which we've already noted they really want to be. Also, it doesn't say a Tindangle card except itself, so you could like throw this card in grave. You can go like Intruder, send Intruder, and then like Link summon, and then special summon a card in face down, and then you can get them back. But it is once per turn, so you can't have like an infinite line of Tindangle Intruders. This card's really good. Both of the level 6s are good. They do a really good job at like everything except having like a game plan to kill your opponent. But I haven't read the Link monster yet, and I haven't read any of the spells, and we have one more monster left. This is Tindangle Hound. Oh, this is the thing that's growing in Drelth, right? Yeah, they look exactly the same because it's got the like little rib cage of spikes and then the spiky hands. Okay, so Tindangle Hound is inside of Tindangle Drelth. Oh my god, I'm pulling from my memory here. I think that Lovecraft, there was like a Hounds of Blank Lovecraft story. Oh, I'm gonna cheat. I'm Googling it. Okay. Oh, I ruined it. Okay. Hounds of Tindalos. Yeah, that's the Lovecraft story. So there's the Hounds of Tindalos. This is Tindangle Hound, Tindalos, Tindangle. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I hope I didn't just ruin all of your comments that were going to explain this to me. But yes, there is a hound in Lovecraft. There is a Tind. It's a Tindalos, not a Tindangle. But I suppose that is a good meeting in the middle. Man, okay. So this is like the whole thing that it's based off of. I saw Hound and I'm like, I remember there being like a Lovecraft Hound thing. Okay. Wow, so this guy's probably pretty important. He is a level 7 Dark Fiend flip monster monster with 2500 attack and no defense. And then he says, flip, you can target one other face-up monster on the field. This card gains attack equal to that target's original attack. Then you book that target. Okay, that's not impressive. Each monster your opponent controls loses 1000 attack for each monster linked to it. Ugh. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the grave, target a face-down monster on the field, change it to face-up defense position. Why is it that the first control over flipping your monsters face up and face down that we've seen so far requires this card to be destroyed by battle or card effect? At least it doesn't say by battle or your opponent's card effect, because there are a lot of cards that do that. Man, for the card that really like made me put together what this archetype actually wants to do, I'm a little surprised that it doesn't do more. I was super ready to like put this together. I don't know, maybe the Link monster is kind of like similar. This card is not good, right? This card is just not good. Do you play it? I might for the first time look at a deck list after I'm done with this, because I'm very curious to see if this card is actually played. Okay, let us move on to the last monster in the archetype, Tindangle Acute Cberus. This is not Hound. This is a different thing than Hound completely. Okay, I don't know what the Cberus is then. This is a Link 3 that requires 3 Tindangle monsters. Oh, baby. Yes. Thank you. Just someone... Another archetype as restrictive in its Link monsters as Altergeist. I'm in favor of this. I like to share the love. Tindanglers, you and I are brothers and sisters. I'm sure that there are some lady Tindanglers out there of the same spirit and soul. Super restrictive Link monsters, 3 Tindangle monsters. Not even like 2+ Tindangle monsters, nothing like that. It's just like it requires 3 actual monsters. Terrible. Has 0 attack too. Oh my god. Okay, wow, we're moving on and just getting absolutely domed. It's got the little triangle arrow, which makes sense, right? It's a Tindangle. It's a triangle. It makes a little triangle with its arrows, which I think is nice. Gains, it does gain. Gains 3000 attack if you have 3 or more Tindangle monsters with different names in your grave, including Tindangle Base Gardna. Okay, so you have to play Base Gardna. Base Gardna is like mandatory in order to make this thing big. That's fine. Look, if I had to guess, I would imagine that like Base Gardna is like the spaceship that they all fly in, right? Are they like aliens that fly through space and the Base Gardna is their like form of transport? Is that why Trinity special summons it? It like calls the spaceship? Or is this all like a Lovecraft reference that I don't get? So anyway, you've got all those. It gets really big. Gains 500 attack for each Tindangle monster it points to, so it can get to like 4k. At the end of the battle phase, if this card declared an attack, you can special summon 1 Tindangle token. This is terrible. This is awful. This is the worst extra deck monster that we've covered in this entire series, and I've read S-Force justify. Something, it dies to fissure, right? Like, no protection, no removal, no floating, no negation, no quick effect, anything, actually. I mean, if it declared an attack, that's like kind of... What is the point? What's the purpose? Oh my god, this thing is abysmal. And it requires 3 Tindangle monsters. Like, not to get on a high horse or a rant or anything like that, but like Hextia requires 2 Altergeist monsters. It's a negate. It gets big, it searches, it's crazy. Prime Banshee, tag out special summon from deck, recur from the graveyard. Super powerful monster. This requires 3 Tindangle monsters and it's kinda big, and that's about it. Wow, it must have been just painful for you guys as I'm reading this to be like, oh, maybe this Link monster, it's going to be ridiculous. I think this might be the worst card that we've read in this series so far. Holy cow, I'm sorry, Tindanglers. I'm feeling pain with you, not at you. And I hope that you understand. I'm not making fun of you. I am, however, making fun of Tindangle Acute Cberus because what's he going to do about it? Well, that's it for the monsters, and that is a bit of a letdown. All of the main deck monsters are crazy. They search, they summon, they flip, they add. It's like super consistent and really cool, but man, this is a stairway to nowhere, which I guess makes sense because we're going to move on to the spell traps, and the first one is called the Stairs of Mail. The Stairs of Mail, huh? Oh my gosh, I don't get Lovecraft references. If this whole deck is like one interconnected Lovecraft reference and it's just not clicking for me, feel free to ridicule me in the comments. I deserve it. This is a continuous spell that says during your main phase, you can activate this effect. Discard 1 Tindangle card, got a discard cost, and if you do, apply one of these effects. Change a face down defense monster into a face up attack attack, change the face up, attack to defense. This turn, you cannot discard another card with the same name for the effects of Stairs of Mail, even if this card leaves the field. Okay, so none of these are once per turn. So you can go Stairs of Mail, pitch a Tindangle card. Now it's engraved so it can get its like graveyard effects. And then you can do like flippy Bookatayu shenanigans as much as you want, as long as you have material to discard. This card's really, really good, but it's not a Tindangle card. It's a Stairs of Mail card. Man, this really did come out in the same set as Altergeist Hextia. Holy cow, this is like your guys' personal spoofing, isn't it? Is this not, it doesn't say this card is always treated as a Tindangle card. So this card is not searchable within the archetype as far as I have seen. It's non-searchable, but it feels like it's super critical because this feels like it enables everything. Holy cow. All right, moving on to another card that does not appear to be searchable, Euler's Circuit. This is their field spell. Man, so this is what they do, huh? They give you guys all of this consistency, all of this searching, and then they don't name any of the spells after Tindangles. Holy cow. This is a field spell that says your opponent's monsters cannot attack if you control 3 or more Tindangle monsters. Terrible, terrible, right? Because if they're face down, they're not Tindangle monsters, they're face down monsters. Dang, okay. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target a Tindangle monster you control, give control of it to your opponent. You can banish this card from your grave and discard 1 Tindangle card. Oh, to add 1 Euler's Circuit from deck to hand? So you send this spell to grave, and then you have to banish it and discard a Tindangle card to add another copy of itself from deck to hand. I mean, look, I get that the Tindangles don't mind being discarded. They've got some really good grave effects. There are a lot of effects that special summon from grave. So maybe I'm underestimating how much they want to be in grave. Maybe this is like a benefit, but that is a lot of hoops to jump through to search a field spell that is, I mean, as far as I can tell, only bad, right? Only bad. It's a bad battle protection, and why would you want to give a Tindangle monster to your opponent? Just because they have low attack and you can run into them so they can point into Acute Cerberus's like forward pointing arrow? Man, okay, I'm gonna need some explanation on this because this is not making sense. We have one more spell in the deck. This is Nagels Protection. What on earth? Is that Angel? Who's on that card? It looks like Angel to me. So it's like 3 angels in a triangle. This is a continuous spell. It says, Tindangle monsters in your main monster zone cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. Don't they want to float? There was one that like wants to float, wants to be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Yeah, Hound. Oh, but that effect's like not very good anyway. Okay, that's probably not a big deal. Okay, so it protects from battle or your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, if your Tindangle monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, the damage is doubled. Hey, that's not bad. You could get you could do like you could like OTK with Nagels Protection, right? Because you have Acute Cerberus. Let's say it's at 0, it goes up to 3k, it's pointing to 2, that's 4k. Let's say you give your opponent a attack position Tindangle monster during your standby phase that it now points to, that's 45k, and then it doubles for an OTK. Is that the whole deck? Is it just like an Acute Cerberus OTK strategy where you just swing for 9k into your opponent? That's crazy. You can banish this card from your grave, discard 1 Tindangle card, add 1 Nagels Protection from deck to hand. Okay, so all of these spells, it's like banish it, discard a card in order to add it. So it's like searchable in a roundabout sort of way. Okay, none of them are named Tindangle. None of these are searchable off of the actual Tindangle monsters themselves. They are in the sense that you can like foolish them and then banish them and do that, and that seems fine, but this is so roundabout. I'm really surprised. The monsters were kind of like going in a really consistent direction, and then the extra deck monster kind of threw them off. Really, I guess Hound threw them off. The extra deck monster threw them off though, and now the spells have just been crazy. Protection from battle and card effect destruction is good, especially for flip monsters, because you want them to be able to survive and get their flip effects. But man, that's really, really crazy. I love that it says Tindangle monsters in your main monster zone cannot be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effects. Why are they so opposed to giving Acute Cerberus any protection whatsoever? Like, the card itself dies to fissure, as they say. And then Nagel's Protection doesn't even protect him. I don't know what Nagel has against the Acute Cerberus, but holy cow. We have 2 more cards. They're traps. We have Gurgon's End. Okay, now, let me double check. I believe that Gurgon was mentioned earlier. Yeah. So Gurgon's End, this is the card that was mentioned on Tindangle Trinity, where if that card was sent as a link material for a link summon of a Tindangle monster, you can add Gurgon's End, and then you send a spell trap from deck to grave. Got it. So this is the card that you're searching off of Trinity. Cool, so it searches a trap. This is a normal trap that says, target one Tindangle link monster you control, equip this card to it. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Hell yeah, no longer dies to fissure. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Targeting protection, battle protection, card effect protection, sick. Once per turn, if there are monsters in all zones the equip monster points to, that's why you want to give your opponent a monster. If there are still monsters in all zones the equip monster points to, you can destroy this card and all those monsters, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the equipped monster's attack before they were destroyed. So it's like burn. It's like it protects acute Cberus, and then it can deal like a chunk of burn. This is really, really hard to evaluate. This is pretty interesting. So it's like becoming a towers deck. It's like you use all of these Tindangle monsters to get enough in rotation. They just plus themselves until they get enough on the field. You link them into acute Cberus, and then you use all of these relatively difficult to search cards in order to make it into a towers. I'm here for it. This does not seem good at all, but it seems super cool. I like towers decks in general. I know some people think they're boring. I have a soft spot for Towers Turbo. And the last card that we have is a Tindangle trap. Holy cow. Tindangle Deluane. Deluane? Okay, well, it looks like in the card art of this, is this acute Cberus or is this Hound again? I can't tell. This is a normal trap that says, when you take battle damage from your opponent's attacking monster while you have 3 or more Tindangle monsters with different names in your grave, that's easily, you can do that easily. You can destroy the attacking monster. And if you do, special summon 1 Tindangle acute Cberus from your extra deck. If you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, you can banish this card from your grave, then target 3 Tindangle monsters with different names in your grave, special summon them in defense position. This card is crazy. This card is busted. Are you insane? So this can be sent to grave. It can be searched. You can do anything with this card. And then it's got like a Inferno Reckless summon type ideal where if you take damage while you've got a bunch of monsters in your grave, just pop the monster that attacked and then you get an acute Cberus for free. Its arrows are going to be all messed up, right? So like the arrows are not going to be good because it's going to be in the main monster zone. I don't believe you summon it to the link zone. So it's going to be in the main monster zone, not pointing to anything. So its attack is going to be super mid, but I mean, you've got one for free. It's like a Starlight Road in that way. And then if you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, which you won't because the card will be in the main monster zone, banish this card, target 3 monsters with different names in your grave, you special summon them in face down defense, and then you get all of their flip effects again. This card is crazy. This is super good trap. And I mean, of all the cards that you would want to be searchable, this is like one that you would want to be searchable. Oh my gosh. All right, let me put my thoughts on this deck together. I feel like if I saw this deck in action, it would spin its wheels for an eternity. And like sometimes it would OTK you, and then sometimes it would do absolutely nothing. Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this deck just goes nowhere fast. But I mean, it's just like a Towers Turbo. I feel like you just make acute Cberus and then you equip it and protect it with a bunch of stuff, and then maybe you like swing for game. There's like no removal, right? Am I crazy? Is there 0 removal in this entire archetype? Yeah, there really isn't. Holy cow, that's nuts. This is a remarkable deck. I don't know if it's just like dangle, as in like, you know what's dangling and the Tindangler. Like, I don't know if that's just the only reason this is popular, or if like people like flip archetypes. I'm not sure, but this is a deck that's going to consume a fair amount of my thought for the immediate future, for both good and for bad reasons. I appreciate you Tindanglers putting as much effort into pushing this thing forward as you did. To 2 second place finishes in a row for finally winning is a lot of work, and I appreciate you guys for it. Thank you guys for watching today's episode of I Refuse to Read so much. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that. It means a lot to me. I know that the video production's gone down a little bit, just school's been pretty ridiculous, but hopefully we can pick up in a little bit, and if nothing else, we still have this series. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to wash behind your ears.